Oh, as much fun as it is killing folk long distance, I like it best when the deluge of blood happens up close and personal. You know what I mean?
This has been my first experience playing a Wasteland game. Being known for its Fallout-like atmosphere with XCOM gameplay and offering a robust RPG experience, there's no way I was going to pass this one up. As advertised, the game is very much a stat-based RPG that perfectly blends everything you enjoy about customizing characters and tight tactical combat. You have a group of up to 6 rangers who you have full control over. Each character has upgradable stats, skills, and based on what skills you choose, a variety of perks. Each of these adds a substantial layer of choice and allows for a lot of replayability and experimentation. When purchasing an RPG at full price, having a fresh experience with each playthrough is a huge positive. If you're not familiar with XCOM-like games, Wasteland 3 uses a tactical cover-based system, and you can spend your limited amount of action points shooting, running to safety, reloading, healing, and activating special abilities. It's a very straightforward system that's easy to understand, but has a lot of depth and strategy to it. The amount of different weapons is admirable, from Uzis to swords, and rocket launchers to revolvers. The game even has different elemental damage types, armor penetration, and environmental hazards. Each fight felt distinctly different and threatening in its own way. If you're not careful and plan your attacks ahead, it might end up costing you. The variety and flavor of the enemies are great. We've got bandits, crazy clown gangs, monstrous creatures, and giant mechs, all with different strategies and terrifying synergies. The AI was smart some of the time, staying behind cover and delivering crushing attacks to my party, but other times I caught them spending their entire actions moving around in a circle. It didn't happen a lot, but it was something worth mentioning. There were also times I caught them and found myself shooting through walls. This was honestly annoying. Thinking you're safe behind a wall only to get sniped through it on occasion wasn't fun, and sometimes lost me a fight I thought was going well. The combat might be deep and fun, but it does still lack a bit of polish. You do get a vehicle to travel the frozen wasteland, but it really didn't add a lot for me, just another thing I have to upgrade every now and then. The only time I thought it was interesting was when it joined me in battles, utilizing its sides to take cover and a massive gun to mow down the enemies. It's sad to say this, but I ran into a lot of bugs, and that's really my only negative for this game. Navigating the menu wasn't always responsive, some gunfire sound effects made screeching, glitching noises as if they weren't loading in correctly, and a lot of times the enemies' bodies would disappear during combat. I think it's really unfortunate that games like these lack the polish that they deserve. Too many times lately I've seen fully released games glitch out, and while I get these developers may not have the time or the money to smooth out every bug, it does give off a lack of professionalism. We're spending a lot of money on these games, and it would be nice to get the experience that we've been promised.
Oh, beautiful.
The narrative is interesting, catchy, and thought-provoking. From the get-go, it feels like you're making game-altering decisions, and a lot of times, there's an immediate payoff. It's really satisfying seeing your choices affect the world around you. It makes the places you visit and the people you meet feel dynamic, and offers a lot of replayability. Wasteland 3 does have a lot of post-apocalyptic dark humor, which adds a great flair to the otherwise radioactive world. If you're a fan of Fallout or eye-rolling puns, the flavor of this game is just for you. In many situations, you can use your skills as dialogue options if they're high enough. While this isn't a new concept, this level of flexibility is always appreciated. If someone's dying and needs help, I like the fact that I can use my medicine ability. Another great thing was that I didn't have to change characters to those with the specific skills to unlock them in dialogue. As long as they were in my party, the option always appeared. The story itself has a lot of branching options. While you have a simple goal, how you reach it by the end of the game is up to you. You can even betray or double-cross factions within the game, and adding that dynamic in a multiplayer session can really spice up the narrative. The art works for the setting, but it did feel very average. While the world itself oozes style, the art direction was the same gray and gritty atmosphere we've seen in many apocalyptic games. And with the bodies of the enemies disappearing more often than I would have liked, that also didn't help. The music matches the oozing style the world gives off. With great cover songs and decent atmospheric battle soundtracks, it really surprised me. When I first heard Let's Go Down or America the Beautiful start playing, it really added a special layer of the game that I really appreciated. The sound effects, once again, were a bit buggy. I was playing on PS4, so hopefully other systems aren't having this issue. It's really noticeable when there's an audio error in a game, and I think without any layers of polish, I honestly was disappointed with the many sounds that weren't working correctly. Overall, Wasteland 3 is a great RPG with deep and interesting mechanics. The intense combats and customization are what keep bringing me back, and with every decision I make feeling weighted, the world feels alive and responsive. With the amount of replayability alone, I really want to give this game a 9 out of 10, but I can't overlook the amount of bugs and lack of polish I came across. For at least the PS4 version, Wasteland 3 in its current state gets a 7 out of 10. If the developers do get around to patching the bugs I had issues with, this could easily be a contender for RPG of the Year. It's really a shame to see such a high concept game not have the polish it deserves. I hope the developers plan to stick with the game and make some quality of life updates. If you've played the game yourself, how many bugs and annoying glitches did you run into? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out a great deal. This is Game Ghost signing out. Stay safe out there.